worried about losing your job and you're worried about podcasts taking over and who's the source of news. And we said Donald Trump was Hitler, but half the country disagreed with us and he won. And this is, and Joe Rogan believes in dragons.
Imagine this Joe Rogan minding his own primal business, maybe tossing back an elk meat smoothie or mid-kettlebell swing when the View crosses a line one too many times now is firing back with a $100 million defamation lawsuit so big it practically begs for cage fight commentary Whoopi's probably rethinking every rant on his contour, sweating bullets. And joy while she's staring blankly like someone hit pause on her brain. Is this a courtroom showdown or the most chaotic crossover since? Reality TV crash into politics. Rewind for a second. Picture Rogan deep in the jungle on an Iwasa trip decoding the secrets of the universe. He pauses, eyes sharp, one word enough after years of being the internet's MMA guru and verbal punching bag for the View's drama crew. Joe finally said what half the country's been wanting to yell back on a more serious tone or keep it spicy and sarcastic.
That's why people like our show, because they know that we are checked by ABC News. But
we're checked by everybody.
Yeah, I mean, if we're wrong, we have, the legal note here.
Hey, this is the most important part. This is right after she was saying, we are run by ABC News. You should trust us, not Joe Rogan, who believes in dragons.
This circus has gone on long enough. Joe Rogan's been labeled everything short of a Bond villain by a panel of self-important media elites who treat gossip like gospel. But now the man who treats reality like a sparring partner is heading to court with no gloves and no filter into the View, also known as a daily brunch club where 5 media divas sip ego-laced lattes and act like glancing at a headline makes them experts in constitutional law. It's a table full of unchecked opinions louder than logic and somehow messier than a reunion episode of The Real Housewives. 5 hosts, 1 table, 0 facts, and enough smug energy to power a Tesla factory. In their infinite wisdom or complete lack thereof, they decided it was brilliant to take aim at Joe Rogan, accusing him of just about everything except starting the apocalypse. They drag his name through the dirt like it was a trial run for defamation, tossing accusations around like confetti at a scandal parade. Here's a kicker: Joe didn't even engage, didn't appear on the show, didn't throw a tweet, didn't send a care package of elk jerky, nothing. But somehow he ended up the main course on their buffet of bad takes. Joy Behar rolled her eyes with enough force to trigger a seismic event while Whoopi laid down one of her trademark holier-than-thou sermons like she hasn't reared in her own history mid-episode. So what did Rogan do? He did what most people wish they could do when the TV talkers won't shut up. He lawyered up.
Is that show has this very specific ideological bubble in which they operate in, and they always bring on a token conservative woman and they yell over her and silence her. And, they did that with Meghan McCain, and they did that with what is that other blonde woman from Survivor? Do you remember her, Jamie? She was always yelling. I mean, it's a bizarre show.
Oh, he snapped, and just like that, Joe Rogan dropped a $100 million lawsuit on the View like a steel chair crashing into a WWE ring. Boom, you read that right. The same guy who once dared people to eat cow guts for a paycheck is now serving lawsuits like they are part of his next extreme survival test. But this time the challenge is legal warfare. And the prize is his name, his brand, his empire. Let's clear something up. This isn't about bruised feelings or someone roasting Joe's buzzcut or caveman. Podcast's vibe. Rogan's got skin thicker than rawhide, but when you start tossing out accusations that could derail contract, destroy credibility, and put his multi-million-dollar Spotify throne on shaky ground, that's not banter, that's business sabotage, saying, I don't like the guy. Is your right, say it loud, say it often, but when you go on national TV and label him a danger to society while sipping oat milk lattes and playing armchair expert like you're solving global crisis before noon, that's not journalism, that's negligence. And here's a reality check. Just because it's daytime TV doesn't mean you get a whole pass to throw wild claims with no blowback. ABC airtime is an illegal shield. You don't get to dish slander with a grin and expect the fallout to stay off camera. Turns out Joe was listening, and now he's responding the only way that gets taken seriously in court. One to follow up with a closing zinger.
Joe Rogan here. Did you see Joe Rogan, who believes in dragons, I guess? According to Joy Behar, he changed his X profile. Did you see this?
That. I did see that.
It now just simply says dragon believer. He had talked about dragons on the show. It's, you know, the thing of it is, you take anything out of context and you can make fun of it and mock it. And so, you know, let's do that. It goes without saying, Joe Rogan, how many times more intelligent do you think Joe Rogan is than Joy Behar?
And now reality's kicking down the door, because Joe Rogan isn't just some guy with an MIC. He's a full-blown media empire with a $200 million arsenal and a black belt in calling out BS. And guess what is officially done playing nice this lawsuit? It's not a cute PR move or a headline grab. His legal team didn't show up with scented letters and hopeful vibes. It came in like a legal SWAT unit armed with receipts, video evidence, transcripts, and side-by-side breakdowns that make the View's commentary look less like opinion and more like fiction on fire. Let's talk about that magic word fact, something that seems to have taken an extended vacation from daytime television. So what exactly did they say that crossed a legal line? Just your typical oops, defamation. Because when you go on national TV and accuse a guy with one of the world's biggest platforms of willfully spreading misinformation, you better show up with hard evidence, not brunch energy. But the View didn't bring proof, they brought volume, a scattershot of hot takes with all the stability of a Jenga tower in a wind tunnel. And let's be real, this isn't about Rogan getting his feelings hurt. This is about business. When you throw his name into the blender of chaos and hit Puri live on air, the ripple effect hits. Where it hurts the bottom line, Spotify might love a little controversy, but not when it starts smelling like liability. Joe's legal team laid it out crystal clear. This wasn't just loose talk. It was brand arson, reckless, damaging, and fully actionable, and now they want accountability.
People want us divided, and they aren't just here in this country. They're foreign adversaries who are infiltrating our social media because it is prudent for us to stay that way. But so when you see something that really pisses you off, you should triple check that one.
Yeah. Really, really bad information that's going out there.
Well, in defense, there are some really good news.
It's possible that Donald Trump did roam the earth when dinosaurs were here.
There are some really good news kind of influencer types, and I think it's great that they're getting information about global and current events in front of younger people who maybe don't tune into traditional media. But to Sarah's point, there has to be some fact-checking and actually verifying.
And how did the host respond? With the kind of dramatic confusion you'd expect from a soap opera audition. Joy Behar looked like someone told her the wine club was cancelled indefinitely. Tsunami host turned up headfirst into courtroom lingo like she skimmed a law textbook during a lunch break. And Whoopi, ever the oracle of contradictions, dropped a timeless classic. Well, it's just our opinion, like that's some kind of legal invisibility cloak. But here's a reality check once your opinion is broadcast of millions. It stops being coffee table chatter and starts becoming influence with real-world consequences. And if there's no evidence to back it up, that's not freedom of speech. It's a legal time bomb. Rogan didn't just walk in with feelings hurt. He walked in with proof. This wasn't thoughtful critique. It was let's label him dangerous, milk the applause, and pretend lawsuits offer other people energy. Bold, just not smart. Now here's the twist. Rogan clapped back the only way he knows how, straight through the MIC on the most watched, most listened to podcast on the planet. That's like trying to throw shade at the sun and getting vaporized mid-sentence. His response hit every gym, sauna, truck cab, and tinfoil-lined Reddit thread from here to the stratosphere. And Joe, he didn't just respond. He dismantled step-by-step, take by take. He shredded their claims with precision and that signature Rogan smake. The one that basically says, I bench press more truth in a single podcast than you turn out in a whole season.
Do you see what Whoopi Goldberg said?
What'd she say?
Whoopi Goldberg said that Biden could arrest all the Republicans and put them in jail. You just need to see how unhinged this kind of thinking is. Well, you know what Joe Biden could do? Joe Biden, you have to see it because it's so
on TV.
crazy.
She said
on television.
You know, just let's look at a scenario where the Supreme Court says, yes, he has all those rights. He is immune from everything. Yeah. You know what Joe Biden could do since he is presently president?
What?
Whoa. He could throw every Republican in jail.
And the fans, they exploded, Reddit lit up with threads longer than legal depositions, each one dissecting the drama like digital watchdogs, and the caffeine-fueled frenzy YouTube comments turned into impromptu think tanks, spitting out more citations than half the legacy press and Twitter. A full-blown Coliseum. Team Rogan came armed with memes sharper than legal briefs, while the View's defenders fumble for a way to walk back the fallout they clearly didn't see coming. But this isn't just Joe versus daytime TV drama. This is a gut check for media responsibility. For years, shows like The View have flirted with the facts, tossing out accusations under the soft glow of light entertainment. They mock, they moralize, they play courtroom without the court, and the moment someone pushes back, it's all, we're just chatting over coffee, don't take it so seriously. But let's be real, there's harm when you name drop and smear real reputations in front of millions. That old "we're just talk show" host defender collapses faster than a reality star marriage under pressure. This $100 million lawsuit, it's not just payback, it's a warning shot, a blaring siren, saying the age of consequence-free commentary might be coming to a screeching halt. The days of slinging half-baked narratives and expecting silence in return, they're numbered, because when your target has more reach than most TV networks combined, that silence you're banking on might just hit back and louder than ever.
I agree that Joe Rogan is a horror.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not saying that Joe Rogan should be removed from Spotify. He's got 11 million listeners. He's got a $100 million, contract as of 2020. But I do think as the podcast platform, you have to have some sort of guidelines. How about a disclaimer on his podcast that says, this is misinformation?
Let's not forget The View as a track record of hot takes so off base they practically orbit another planet. This is the same show that once in all seriousness debated whether the Earth is flat, a place where brunch banter routinely drifts into historical revisionism like it's just another side dish. And now they're stunned, shocked that someone with both the fury and the receipts finally decided to hit back. Meanwhile, Rogan is over on his podcast sipping mushroom tea like it's just another Lade. Back Saturday, dismantling their arguments with the calm precision of a black belt grading beginners. No yelling, no sweat, just pure unbothered efficiency. Because nothing shakes TV hosts faster than someone who can out-talk, outthink, and outplay them all while smirking like it's already 10 moves ahead. That smirk lethal, the timing impeccable, just when The View thought they were coasting on some wave of political righteousness boom, a legal tsunami comes crashing in and wipes the whole beach clean. They thought they were racking up applause points. Instead, they looked up mid-episode and realized they were in a legal cage match with a guy who literally trains for cage matches. This isn't a petty media spat. This is a main event. And the crowd, they are not clapping, they are reaching for the popcorn.